Namaste, Aries. This is going to be your November reading, and we're going to do, every area of your life: work and finance, love and relationship, general and surrounding energy. Beginning with the Nine of Wands in reverse, which also came up in Scorpio's reading, which I just did. So I did Scorpio first because this is like one of their birthday months, and then I said, you know what? Let me start from the beginning of the zodiac now. So I came to you guys. Now, you and Scorpio share a ruler in Mars. Scorpio has two rulers. One is Mars and the other is Pluto. So that may be why this card is also showing up for you. Or it could just be an energy with which we're all going to contend. I don't know, but we're going to get started. So the Nine of Wands is a card that says, like, don't beat yourself up. It is very possible that you are feeling sort of spent, whether it's emotionally, physically, spiritually, just sort of worn down, worn out, and done, and that you can't do it all. Well, we can't all be all things for all people all the time. Nobody is perfect, and it's just impossible. And you should not feel bad about leaning on someone or something yourself in order for you to get your own strength back. And the card that's behind it could be indicating that you should take a break. Maybe there had been some sort of pain, hurt, separation, an actual surgery or something, medical issue, something involving, cutting, knives. This is going to be your fresh start. This is a card and energy of recovery. So this is going to represent like your Ace of Swords. An end of this pain and this. If you just take the time to, again, lean on someone or something yourself and get your strength back, or maybe just get a good night's sleep, honestly. Next card also reverse, and this one will probably be after your break. This one says like you're done sitting down or laying down, or you're ready to get up and get back into life, or into whatever aspect of life it is from which you've been absent. So let's say you've been single a long time. This could be you getting back out into the dating scene. You haven't been working. This is you saying, that's it, I'm going to look for a job today. Whatever, getting back into the swing of things. Could definitely have to do with finances and you, and or esteem, like self-esteem and confidence returning. Maybe after having, again, left something alone or experiencing something that, you were separated from someone or something, perhaps permanently, and so it took some time to recover from that. But this is you being victorious and moving forward and moving on, and perhaps even physically moving and or traveling with Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot, upright, which most directly represents the sign of Cancer. So now, other than that, opening to the Fool in reverse. It can be about our independence or our desire for independence getting in the way of, us taking a leap at different things. Like we want to sort of do our own things. Maybe you want to work for yourself, or you don't really want to be in a relationship. You want to date several people, or you want to be single. This need for independence blocking potential other things that you could be doing in your life. Now opening to the Knight of Pentacles, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes may be significant, or again, it could be tied to work, the Star, prayers being answered, wishes being granted, dreams coming true, most directly tied to the sign of Aquarius. It can also be about communication, Sun in reverse. When these cards are in reverse, the Sun, the Star, they still are themselves, right? It's still the Sun, it's still the Star. What happens is like the strength is sort of lessened, but the card is still awesome. So the Sun most directly represents the sign of Sagittarius. It is about coming into clarity. It illuminates things, right? So it shines a light on things. Maybe something that you weren't noticing was going on. You discover it, you realize it, aha moments. It can help you to to find things that have been lost, because now there's a light. Like now I can see. So something like that. Often about coming into information. Could be about healing. So like I said, maybe somebody had a physical ailment or even a surgery The sun could be, things turning out well for them in terms of their health. And now opening to the Two of Cups, which is about partnership, very often romantic, but not necessarily. Could be work, close friends, family as well. Could be about forgiveness, like making up with somebody. So again, if there had been separation, if there had been some sort of breakup or break between a couple or close friends, that could be you reuniting, and perhaps because you manifested it to happen that way. With Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, showing up, most directly represents the sign of Gemini. All right, so now I'm going to let me get the stand, and then I'm going to pull 4 cards for you. That's usually good. We'll fix it if it's not. The first card, most directly representing you guys for the month of November, and it is Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit. Most directly represents sign of Virgo. There we go. Surrounding energy, close friends, family members, co-workers, something happened at the job. Ace of Cups, very nice. Work and finance. The Emperor in reverse. And love and relationship. Death in reverse. Didn't I say you had a same card as Scorpio? Well, this card most directly represents the sign of Scorpio. Major Arcana card 13. Everything still in frame? Yes. Now let's put this back. Sorry. Left your overall energy over here. All right, so that's back and everything is in frame. So let's get back to that overall energy. Again, Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, most directly represents the sign of Gemini. It is a card about making use of your power. This could be physical strength, spiritual, emotional, whatever it is. And it's interesting because you just got that card that said your strength may be down, right? And so this is saying you still have the ability, despite that even, to affect or change whatever energy it is you're feeling that you want to, change, that you want to get out of, that you want to move towards, whatever. You have the power. Also, it reminds us that like we can make a difference. If not just in our own lives, but it could be higher than that. It could be more spiritual than that. It could be telling you to get involved in community. Elections almost here, but just as an example, it could be saying like volunteer. Maybe you work a phone bank for your candidate of choice or something like that. We have the power to change the world even, not necessarily small scale, although that too in our immediate lives. And this is telling us that. It shows up to tell you that. Also, it's like if you want something, you're going to have to go out and get it. It's not going to be handed to you like on a silver platter. But you have the platter. You have the silver platter, right? And you have whatever it is you need in order to go out and get this thing. You got the car, or feet that work, whatever the case is. And so you can make it happen. This card can also be about seeing a bunch of like synchronicities, as they say, maybe number patterns and things. Hearing a song that connects you to someone or something, an event in your life that means something, that's trying to tell you a message. There could be all kinds of synchronicities. Something that makes you stop and go like, oh, I wonder if that means anything. Yes, it does. If you're asking yourself that, yes, it does mean something. So a lot of signs, a lot of synchronicities, they're pointing toward like deep messages and spiritual events and important things in your life, even if it seems superficial at the time. And you should also be finding that like you have knowledge, again, strength, motivation, inspiration, energy, maybe physically, to meet whatever challenges come your way. even if you have been feeling that you didn't. It's like something comes up, you're going to be able to, boom, I'm able to handle it. Even if you hadn't thought yourself able. The wisdom, the information, boom. Oh, I know what that is. That's, XYZ. Like, I remember that. I learned that in school. I can handle this thing. Or the memory, the recall, something will come back to you that will help you to resolve some sort of something that pops up in your life, is what this magician is here to say. So that's your overall energy. It's also, again, about manifestation in the general sense. So something that you're wanting to focus on and bring it towards you, you very well may be doing that. Now, since your overall, or since the card that represents you the most over the course of the month is the Hermit, it's, I'm looking at both now, and this could be a really spiritual month for you, Aries. And, I think like the reason why I'm like reinforcing this so much is because that's not typically you, especially the Aries male. Some of you Aries females may, delve in magic and spirituality and things. But for you males, you're a little bit more normally, what's the word when you, it's not rigid, but you know what I mean. There's a nicer word than rigid. Rigid doesn't sound necessarily so nice, but you get the idea. Regimented. That's the word I was trying to think of. You usually look more regimented, organized, orderly, and that these are things that are attached to like the physical plane, not necessarily like the spiritual plane. And this month, I think you guys may be called to get a little bit more into the spiritual. The Hermit can be like the Strength card. So this is another card that suggests to you that you have everything you need. You have the strength, the wherewithal to meet any and every challenge that comes your way this month. But also, you may be wanting to look for deeper and higher meanings, and maybe getting into humanitarianism and how can I help? How can I use my power, my strengths, the positive things in my life to save the world, to help other people, to whatever it is. I think this is a really big month for you, Aries, in that sense, at least, in terms of spirituality. You may even be trying to like find the truth about someone or something, and even though you have all this power, you don't have to feel like you have to do these things alone. Like if you need help or other perspectives, this is guidance to seek those things too. In work, you could be really nearing a point where, like success, true success and recognition for what you've been contributing is like right here, right in front of you, within your grasp, within your reach. Do your best to be otherwise Aries like, and organized and productive. But that's your nature, that's your style. So do that. It's also that of earth signs, at least as it relates to work. So I guess that's why the Hermit is here representing that. It's going to pay off for you, in ways that may not be clear yet, although you may be getting some sort of messages about why there's a need to do something or to engage with someone, but it may not be completely clear. Just go with your gut, go with the flow, and it's right there within your grasp. In terms of love and relationship, the Hermit has to do with a romance from your past being rekindled. And you got to think, like, is this something I want? Am I interested in this? And that part is going to be up to you, but very, very likely, even if they don't show up in a physical sense, somebody from your past is very much interested in being back in contact with you. And they may, be specifically a Virgo. That's very possible. In a committed relationship, you may be feeling like you're moving in different directions. And again, maybe that's because you're going through this awakening thing and they're not. So you just got to make sure that you take, time out for your relationship if you're interested in preserving it. Make the time and effort to remain connected and, keep your relationship alive, keep love alive. If you are single, again, this is a very good energy for exes, but you could also meet somebody too. And that's a nice segue for the Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups is representing your surrounding energy. So close friends, family members, co-workers, yes, close friends, family members, romantic interests is included in there too, or mates even. So this could be a fresh start of a new phase with a current relationship. Again, maybe trying to rekindle, get the spark back alive in your current relationships if it's begun to be dull. Or the Ace of Cups is very much about reuniting, reconciling with somebody from your past. So that could be happening for sure too. Or it could be that you're meeting somebody new. Or something could be happening, since it's representative also of surrounding energy, something could be happening to somebody very close to you that is emotionally fulfilling for them, and therefore you, like by extension, like your sister gets engaged, has a baby, your best friend buys their first house. These are all these kind of things that make us all feel warm and fuzzy inside, even if it's not happening to us, but when we really care about the person to whom it's happening. So very positive card for you there. And it's another one that can very much be about spirituality. It sort of guides you um, to like want to give back. So again, it's connecting to humanity, give back. And nines are about humanitarianism also in numerology. Maybe you in life, you have stuff, you've had experiences, you've learned things. There's some, whether it's a physical thing or it's a lesson, it's just your energy, your time that you can afford to extend to somebody else. And this is, it's also maybe about a connection to the divine directly, on a spiritual level, having like guiding you to do some meditation, um, or get into something, I don't know, where you're maybe spending time with other people who are also awakening or have similar ideas to you, whether that's online or there's something in person. And I don't even know what it is exactly I'm trying to think of. I keep getting this email myself. Um, an invitation. I must have signed up for some like newsletter or something at one point, but I received like a notification on my phone from this place, the Tantra Institute. And this week there was a new one about love and intimacy. It could be something like that. Like it could, if you're online, getting into some sort of group spirituality or something. But the point is that this is about deeper meanings and deeper love. So either it's physical in terms of your connections with other people, including potentially a romantic mate, or it is, emotional, it's spiritual, and we're experiencing new things in that sense, in that way. So moving on to work and finance, this is very much specifically your energy. The Emperor represents the sign of Aries, and the planet Mars. So in reverse, it can mean like you're kind of not in the mood for structure. Remember I was saying like you're not really yourself, your usual regimented self. I feel you sort of spreading your wings and getting into other areas. And this is saying the same thing. You're not really in the mood for that structure and formal work at the moment. And that can be, considering the cards that we started out with, maybe it's a real physical thing. Again, you're tired, you haven't been well, you had some sort of surgery, whatever, in need of a break. So maybe that's why you don't feel like getting into it. And again, you weren't supposed to beat yourself up. That was the Nine of Wands that showed up, and it said, don't beat yourself up if you feel this way. It could be, again, maybe because you're just being drawn to other things, and maybe to loosen up in terms of the physical world to make way for you to expand and get into the spiritual world. So that may be why. But whatever the reason is, we don't always have a choice as to whether or not we can be in the mood or not in the mood to work. So if you don't have a choice, then do your best, to do what you have to do there, but also making time for yourself to do, what it is your soul is craving to do. Also, even if you have to take like breaks at work or mini breaks at work in order to cope and get through the day, then if that's allowable, do that. I think a job has to at least give you, what is it, two 15-minute breaks. I used to be like in human resources. I don't remember. Is it 2 or 4? Something. They have to give you they have to give you some breaks. So take them. In terms of finances specifically, if you're struggling with finances, this card shows up to say that you may need to enlist some like outside assistance and help, whether that is a friend that is good with budgets and taxes and cash flow and all that kind of stuff, or maybe you need to see an accountant. Maybe you need to see like optimal tax relief, like that, whatever. I know there's more than one place. Like that one just popped into my head real quick. Or like credit repair or something, some sort of advisor. If you do need to see that, then see a person like that or ask somebody that knows that's around you for help. Don't like be too proud to do that, to ask them for the help. And you're going to get back on track. Okay, so moving on to love and relationship and major arcana card death. I'll remind you that it most directly represents the sign of Scorpio. It could be your energy. Maybe some of you even have some Scorpio in you, and it's more than just sharing Mars. The same thing could be, of course, with the Hermit or even the Magician, because we consider sun, moon, and rising your signs. So, like, say you're an Aries sun, you may also be, a Virgo moon and a Gemini rising, or whatever the case is. However it fits into your life, death in reverse, first of all, is not as strong as death upright. So like any potential blow that's coming with death is lessened. But really there is no blow that comes with it. It shows up to say that there's something or someone or the energy and sort of like ghost of someone onto which you're clinging that you need to let go of, because you're not even happy. You're not even happy holding on to this thing. You're just holding on to it because it's familiar. It's like the devil or you hate to be alone. I hate to be single. So let me stay with this jerk, that I can't stand to look at in the morning. Or, let me stay, harping on an ex that I, not this one, of course, but that I'm not interested in getting back with. Let me just hold on to them because at least things worked out when I was with them. But did they really? Because maybe that's why they're an ex. She broke up. It's like that. It's like when you hold on to a person or even like the energy or ghost of a relationship, you're not doing yourself or them any favors. You're really doing like a disservice to everyone involved. And if we're talking about like physical energy, I'm really in a relationship with somebody with whom I'm unhappy. But I won't let them leave me. And I won't leave them because I just need to be with somebody. Not only are you doing yourself a disservice, but you have to consider, or it would be nice if you did consider, it's quite selfish too. And remember, you have moved into this place where you don't want to be selfish. You want to give. You want to serve humanity. So it's just not going to align right with you, even sit right with you to be that way this month. And so it's really just a time when if there is someone with whom a conversation can be had or needs to be had, an honest discussion about what the problems are if we're wanting to save a relationship or if we're wanting to end one, then this is the time when it needs to be had. And if there's not an actual other person standing in the way, but you're just holding on to memories and old energies and negative emotions of like regret and resentment and hurt and things from the past, then that may be where the meditation comes in. That may be why I was guided to talk to you about the meditation and stuff. Because you got to release that stuff. You got to release that stuff. And there are many ways. It's not just meditation. You know, sometimes we can do these types of things on our own. Work with crystals, get into yoga. And sometimes we can. We got to contact somebody else. Oh, you know how to clear chakras? I need that. I need that kind of help. Oh, you know how to clear auras? I need that help. You know, you know how to clear karmic debt away? I need that help. And if that's the case, then enlist those people too. And don't be, again, too proud or, ego-filled to do that, because this is for you. It's for your benefit. All right, so let's see what else we get for you with another deck. Those of you who saw me last month, you remember the fortune cards? I'm going to use them again now. I shuffled them, but I am beginning with Plane, which is the card with which I started for Scorpio also. A journey is indicated, either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So again, this is about your cup being full, your cup running over when you let go of old energies that may be blocking it. And the Sun in reverse again is the next card. So something is waiting to get brighter and better. Sun makes everything better. Opening to Unity, a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. Unity. Phoenix, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. This is all your energy, right? This fire, this Phoenix here. But Phoenix also represents the sign of Scorpio. So it's very possible that, again, the Scorpio is involved in your scenario. The Phoenix is tied to the energy of death and rebirth, because they were believed to be like 500 years old until they go away, and then the same Phoenix would come back. And you say, like, that Phoenix is still alive? Yes, it's the same one. So it's like they're constantly going through these periods of death and rebirth. Anyway, now opening to Snake, your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but be careful. This can be about, again, your awakening here, you strengthening spiritually and growing spiritually, expanding. And so these healing powers and intuition, it's like probably more stronger than you've ever had. There's a lot of green here too, like earth energy. Interesting. Luck, you are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. This green, I think, is tied to the Hermit, and that's why, yeah. And so it's definitely about your awakening again, your growth, your spiritual growth. Phoenix, I'll do one more. It is Devil. Take care immediately to avoid temptation or deceit. And I think that this is like you potentially like taking action to avoid even deceiving yourself or continuing to lie to yourself about this person, place, or thing onto which you're holding. So it's telling you to not just take care, but take action, right? Immediately, to avoid continuing this like lying to yourself and potentially another person or persons. Devil. I said that was going to be the last one, right? Let's cut. And that brings us to Moon. Pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. All right, so we'll put these back now. Were you able to see them good? And we'll pull one card, most directly representing you. It is Angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. This is very much about your spiritual growth and expansion this month, Aries. I feel it so strongly for you, and these cards are definitely confirming and then reconfirming again. That's what it's about. Surrounding energy. Atop the Ace of Cups. Lion. Harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion. I just mentioned the word aura. And I mentioned the Strength card, even though we didn't have one, which represents the sign of Leo. Harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. For some of you, this could be, again, this is an ex reuniting, reconciling with a fellow fire sign. It's a Leo. For others of you, this is about your strength and the ability to face any and everything that comes your way. And the Strength card is a super positive card in all areas of your life, as is the Ace of Cups. So that's really awesome. It's like you take a bite out of life, you know. Atop work and finance, and the Emperor is Dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. It's confirming again that you're really not into work and stuff right now, because you are, your head is in a different place. Your spirit is in a different place this month. Your soul is in a different place. And lastly, love and relationship. Atop death, there are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. You know what the death card represents? Transition. Yep, transition, transformation. Moving on to a new phase. When you let go of those energies, after you do, they're going to be gone for good. Something, whether it's a relationship or, again, the phase, the energy with which you were dealing, is never going to exist in the same way again after that. That's what death is all about. I hope you have enjoyed your reading, Aries. I enjoyed doing it for you. Namaste.